Hi, this is Vi from Scrappy Mania, and today in Scrapping Therapy, I want to go ahead and use these Altenews stamps. I got this on sale during the Black Friday sale. This is a lotus, and it came with the die. And then also I got the Majestic Bloom, and it also came with the dies. And then this is some extra dies that I bought, but I just put them there together. So I want to use these two dies and stamps. The other one that I want to use is these Delicate Asters. I do have the die for this, so I need to go grab it. But this is from Heartfelt Creation. I bought this some time ago at Create and Craft, and I do have a video on this video haul for this one. And then I want to go ahead and use this Bloom doll. It's an older Bloom doll. It was 2 years ago, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be, well, a year and a half. 2015 is when these came out. And I did purchase this one, which is, the name of her is Mother. What I want to do is I want to put flowers around her hair. And then I might even stamp it again and cut out the nest. And I might even hand draw a bird. And actually I do have Crazy Bird stamp. So I might pull the Crazy Bird stamp and put one of those on here. So what I've done is I went ahead and prepped a lot of these dictionary paper. I'm going to use this as my background so I can stamp this on, cut it out. And then once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and prep a page in this art journal. And then I'm just going to make a composition here with all this stamped, and I'm just going to do like a collage with all the flowers, with her, and I'll put a saying and stuff like that. So that's my idea that I'm planning to do today. Let's see what comes out. And I'm also going to be using some of my Crayola gel crayons, and I got some other crayons that I want to use for this art journal. So let me go ahead and get started and start stamping. I want to use some archival ink, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp her first. Let me go ahead and find my big block. I have a Prima block that is perfect for her. And then, of course, I need to get a mouse pad because I want to make sure that we get a nice, good impression. I think that will fit nicely. Let me see. Do I want the print to show or just her to show? I think I would like it with have some of the print to show. Maybe this one. Not too much of the print. I do have a video how I put the gesso 3 different ways with a brush. I put it with a palette knife, and then I put it with a baby wipe. So if you want to look at that video, I'll put the link. I should be using my stamping tool, but I'm not using it today because I want to have like a more mixed media looking design. So making sure I'm pressing it down. Actually, this works pretty nice. It came up with my stamp. Oh, that's a pretty nice impression. Okay. Okay. So now let me go ahead and get a rocking block. And I'm going to stamp. I maybe want to use it to stamp leaves. You do not need a foam, a mouse or any foam surface when you use the rock block. This, I'll put the link for this. I actually got this at HSN, but you can also find it at on Amazon. So I'll put the link for Amazon for this. Not sure if HSN is still carrying it, but I bought it quite a time ago. So what I like about the rock and block, it can you rock back and forth and see that nice impression that you get. So it's pretty good. And that's why you don't really need a cushy surface, because the rock block does it all for you. So I went ahead and stamped like 3 pages worth of leaves, and now I'm going to get the lotus from Altenew. I'm taking the larger flower, and I'm just using the outline because I'm going to watercolor these in. So I did not want to use all the other layers stamped. Just the outline was good enough for this technique. And then I'm going to use the little one in a moment. So I make sure I clean it. You want to clean the stamps very good because the gesso does transfer a little bit to these stamps. And if you let gesso dry on your foam stamp or your acrylic or even your rubber stamp, it'll damage the stamp. So make sure you really clean it in between uses. And the rocker block works very good for stamping, and I didn't want to use my stamp positioner because I wanted that grungy kind of look, not perfect stamping look. And it's just because I'm making like a grungy little page in my art journal, so I did not want to make it a perfect outline. And here I'm using the Majestic Bloom, again just to outline, because I'm going to go ahead and use my water soluble crayons to really color these in. And they come out pretty nice. I really love using book paper for my flowers. They feel real delicate and they look very delicate. So I'm going to go ahead and color her. So I'm not going to waste your time on showing you how I color this. But I'm going to go ahead and color all this, cut them all out. And then I will come back once it's all done and all cut out. And then we're going to make the collage. I will show you how I make the collage in my art journal using this stuff. So I'll come back. So I have all my pieces cut out. As you can see, I have a nice pile there. So now I'm going to create the background for my painting. With my scissors. And I'll get my rag out, ready to blot. And I think this time I'm going to use for background, I want to go ahead and use some nice neon colors. Love this yellow. So I wanted a nice little bright background, so I decided to use some Neil Pops, and I'll put the link for those. I got those at Amazon, and they were pretty reasonable. So I'm using my Neil Pop water-soluble crayons and my Recollection water-soluble crayons. And I like the Recollection because they have a shimmer to it, so I really like them. The only thing, they're not as dark as my other soluble crayons that I have. I have some Crayola ones, and I also have the Tim Holtz. They have a lot more pigment. But this was good enough for what I wanted, and then I just went over with some more Recollection to make the colors pop. So I'm going to use this font stamp, and I'm just putting some images around or stamping around the page just to give it a grungy look. And then I went and got my Tim Holtz stencil. I really love this stencil. It's an old one. I don't think they even have it anymore, but I really love the look of bubble wrap. So I'm going to make sure I dry this layer. So you want to really dry it before you start putting your collage. And I could have even put some glitter. I did not do that. And then I'm using another stencil and a baby wipe to remove some of the colors. So this color, these crayons do not become permanent. So you have to seal it. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure I dry it real good. And then I'm going to go over it with gel medium. And that's going to seal both the doll in place. And it's also going to seal my water-soluble crayon so they don't move later on. And I'm using a dry brush. You really need to use a dry brush so that way you don't smear your colors. So now I am putting on my flowers that I've cut out. And because I've sealed the background before I put the flowers on, then when I put more layers of gel medium and the flower, it's not going to move my watercolor. If I would not have sealed this first with gel medium before I started decoupaging the flowers, my colors in the background would have moved. So just make sure you put layers of gel medium between both. So here I'm just creating a collage with all these flowers. I really love how these flowers came out. And I even cut out the bird you see there. I love that bird. I did have some flowers left over, so I'll use those for another project. But as you can see, those book pages make wonderful decoupage elements. I went ahead and got this little stamp, and I stamp one of the papers, and I'm going to go ahead and place that there with a little bit of gel medium. Use my fingers. Place that down on the put some more gel, not gesso. And then I'm going to dry that. For this next technique, what I want to do is I want to bring some shading. So I'm using, let's see what I have here. I got a Pitt artist pen, and it's from Faber-Castell. And I'm going to see if I can put shading. So I'm using the brown, but the shading wasn't popping out as much as I wanted. So I went over and just grabbed my gray, and then I end up grabbing the black because I really wanted the elements in the background stand out. And as you can see, with the black Pitt marker, it really made all the pieces stand out because the colors are very muted. I really made the doll very muted, and the colors I chose for the watercolor flowers are very muted. So this helps really define those flowers. And I also wanted to define that saying. So I think just putting that little bit outline in the background really made the page. It made everything stand out. So I'm done with this page. So one of the things that I've learned is that these gel crayons, especially these, the recollection ones, you can still lift them up after you lay them down, of course, because they're water soluble. Especially on a gesso surface, you can really make a ghost image using a stencil with these. So these are nice for that technique. The other thing that I learned is that these get lighter with color. If you really wanted a nice neon color, what you need to do is use it without minimum water, and you're going to use it like if it was lipstick, and just smear it on, blend it with your fingers. And if you do it on a gesso surface, it works very nice to do that. The other thing that I've learned from this page is that you got to give it time for the gel to dry. I'm not giving them that much time for the gel to dry. So it didn't smudge as much some of the artist Pitt pen, but I do like the blending of it. I do like how her face came out, and I like the shading that I did on her skin tone, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I love those stamps, and especially very easy to die cut with the dies. So it was worth having the dies and the stamp. So I hope you liked this video, and thank you for watching. Bye now.